That's okay.
I'm happy
bro.
to sound crazy. Yeah.
Put on the tinfoil hat.
But basically, microevolution is this idea that you adapt to different cultures, like in different climates. So, like in Georgia, I'm freezing when it's 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Or I know this guy who was in the Middle East where it's 120 degrees, but when it's 80, he needs a jacket.
Yeah.
So that's true, obviously. But really, there's no examples of like a fish becoming a tiger or a walking mammal. And that's kind of what evolution posits.
Okay.
So it's like, well, I don't really see this either.
I think the biggest question with evolution is probably the brain size.
Yeah.
Human brain size. How we grew our brain size. It doubled in like 2 million years or like 5 million years or something like that. The scientists can't articulate that. And it's probably not cooked food. It probably wasn't anything like that.
So, like, what's more plausible, though? Like, what's more reasonable?
My honest opinion, I think, is psychedelic drugs.
Okay.
That's my genuine belief. And that's 100% confirmation bias because I want that to be the answer.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like, I was about to ask you, have you ever heard of, I could Google it, but there was the one book that was basically, I think it was really well done, and the Catholic Church tried like suppressing it and buying it out and stuff, but it
Is
basically,
it like recent or?
I think it was in the 90s. I could be wrong. Maybe in the 80s. I remember Rogan talking about it, but it was like the book basically like with pretty good evidence are arguing that a lot of like the biblical scriptures and a lot of religions are based off of psychedelic experiences.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Trips like that.
I don't like that.
I
I think that's trying to explain something that's like you're reading like no one would have like sure maybe weed was around 3,000 years ago.
Mushrooms.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's the case.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah,
They're just plants.
Like I don't think no one would have ever come to that conclusion. Like,
oh no, they
ago.
had it thousands of years. They made alcohol 12,000 years ago.
Well, I know that,
Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah,
they fermented it, so they knew you could just eat mushrooms. So they could ferment alcohol and wheat and barley and all these different things.
Yeah, just come up with that. Yeah, I think that's, drugs were definitely were a thing, but I think that, like, to give an example, like the resurrection of Christ, I believe that Christ actually was a person.